my name's Thornton and I'm the newly appointed Health and Safety Officer at Evesham United Football Club. I'm just going to go through now some legal factors and make sure you understand what we're going to be going through. So first off, I'm going to go through Health and Safety Work Act 1974. This is you need to make sure that everyone's safe when in the workplace. So for example, around the football club, you make sure that there's nothing there going to be able to harm anyone, no one's at danger. So everyone who works here will obviously need to know this rule and regulation so that they making sure nothing can happen. Obviously, and the next one's reporting injuries, diseases and dangerous occurrences regulation. So obviously if someone was to get injured or something was to happen to someone, so for example on a pitch, if someone was getting injured, you need to say what happened, when it happened, preferably what time it happened, or even if it was happening inside the building, why it happened, and you know, if it could have been prevented. Diseases obviously need to be reported, so say if someone's ill but got the ill or disease, it needs to be they need to make note of it so that they can hopefully get clear of it and make sure no one gets hurt by it. All this needs to be reported to Rador so that Rador will be able to come over and check that everything's okay. The next one's Health and Safety First Aid Regulations 1981. This is obviously for all the workers in the actual facilities and in the football club. So say for example if someone was to get seriously injured in the football pitch, the people who would be able to work inside the actual ground itself, they would need to know first aid. So if something was serious was to happen, they would be able to come in and make sure they would be able to keep them alive or safe before the ambulance gets there. So obviously an ambulance will get called. Next one's Fire and Safety of Place Sport Act. So this is basically knowing where the first fire meet point is and where the fire exits are. Make sure you got a fire blanket, fire extinguishers, everything to keep you safe in a fire. Make sure they would need to obviously call an ambulance and fire brigade, and making sure that the fire will be able to be put out either by themselves with fire extinguishers or definitely by the fire brigade. Need to make sure everyone's safe in the fire, make sure everyone's evacuated right. Okay, what I'm going to go through now is the legal factors. A bit more complicated. First one I'm going to go through is duty of care. Duty of care is obviously having care of someone. So obviously, just like a player, you need to make sure that you have the care over them, so they're getting the right treatment, they're getting well looked after when they're at your facilities. Higher duty care is someone who maybe has a disability or struggles with what they're doing. So obviously, someone like maybe a child or someone with a mental disability. Statutory law, okay. Statutory laws to everyone. So, for example, the coaches, the teachers, the managers, pupils, etc. It's a written law that has to be followed by everyone. If someone doesn't follow these laws, they will face charges. Statutory laws ensures that health and safety is kept everywhere properly. Civil law is not determined by judges on previous situations that happened in the past. Civil law's main feature is that they are written and arranged unlike common laws. Civil laws are requested by the civilians to prevent something happening again. So for example, if someone like fire broke loose or someone did something wrong, this community that will fix it by a judge, not a judge, by working it together and just coming together and deciding what's right. The next one is negligence. Obviously, this is making sure you keep good care of the equipment and obviously the facilities themselves, and obviously you don't want to, obviously, especially with a person, you want to make sure you keep a good eye on everyone, make sure they don't go off and struggle on their own, or because you need to keep a good eye on them so they don't go missing or anything happens to them. The equipment needs to be good so nothing can get broken and hurt someone or fall on someone. So for example, the goal nets need to be in good shape, well looked after, otherwise they can obviously cause trouble, like be holes in the net, someone could get caught up in it, obviously. The goals need to be well structured, well make sure they're safe, so if they were ever going to fall, that can be prevented so they don't fall. In-look apprentice is basically you're the child's parent for the hour or for however long you have them. The parents trusted you to be their so-called parent for the amount of time. Make sure the kid is safe, and it's your if something was to go wrong with the child, it's your fault. Case law is created by a judge based around previous laws and also interpretations of chosen case. When the judge makes a decision, a successive law is created to prevent the case from being a problem. Mainly relates to health and safety, to be honest. Make sure everything's safe in the facilities and in the ground themselves. Okay, the next one is done that one. Sorry about this. And regulatory bodies are basically people who help fund and are associated with a football club. So, for example, I've got Sport England, which help fund for facilities and equipment, and are very good working around sport. Next one, we got the police. Obviously, the police need to be in contact with the football club, making sure if anyone broke in, tried to start a riot or something, police will be there straight away to sort out the problems. And local authorities, obviously, same again, to make sure that everything's okay. And obviously you got the Witch Avon is a good example, because they are somewhat associated with the United Football Club, so that they can also help fund and look after the actual club itself. Thank you.